So, as you know, 1.17 million people lost their jobs in the last 11 months. They say to expect 800,000 to 1.2 million more people are going to lose their job in 2026. So think about it. Executives and shareholders are making money hand over fist. They don't want anything to change. If you watched my last video on why 1.2 million Americans or more are projected to lose their jobs this year, you know the layoffs are coming. But here's the part that they don't tell you. Even if your job survives today, you're probably too scared to push back against your boss, too trapped by debt, rent, and the constant threat of it all crashing down. So today, I'm going to break open how that fear keeps you stuck and why understanding it is your first step to fighting back. So stick around. This isn't just about doom and gloom. In the next video, I'm going to cover exactly what to do when the axe falls. And we're losing all of the things that we need to be stable. Think about your paycheck. After rent, car payments, medical bills, credit cards, student loans, what's left? Well, for most Americans, nothing. You're living paycheck to paycheck. Most Americans are one emergency away from eviction or collections. That's not the American dream. Now, picture this. Your boss cuts hours, skips your raise, or demands overtime for free. Do you speak up? Let's keep it real. Do you speak up? Hell no. Because losing that job means losing everything. Landlords don't care about your sob story. Credit card companies, they don't care. Truth is, we want to pay our bills. We want to pay them on time. We don't want to be late. We want to have good credit. We want our paychecks to cover our expenses. But landlords don't care about your sob story. They want their rent on the first. Hospitals that bill, that $10,000 bill for a broken arm with no insurance, banks jacking up interest if you miss a payment, that's not accidental. It's designed that way. Wages haven't kept up with costs since the 70s, while CEO pay exploded 1,000%. They keep you broke so that you're scared, so that you're compliant. They did this on purpose. They're a small group of people against the majority. 10% versus 90%. What if 90% of those people walked off their job today? What leverage would these people hold over us? At will employment and sudden ruin, right? So add at will employment to the mix. Your boss can fire you for any reason or no reason at all in most states. So you post a critical comment on social media and you're gone. Boom, just like that. You ask for a raise. You refuse unsafe work, and boom, you're out the door. No severance, no warning. Unlike the people at the top, they get their golden parachute. They can actually touch someone inappropriately and leave with millions of dollars in their bag. But you post a critical comment on social media and boom, you're gone. It's all over. Why do they have that kind of leverage over us? Because they've instilled fear. You get one layoff notice and your health insurance vanishes overnight. Cobra costs $600 a month without a job. And unemployment takes weeks to kick in if you qualify at all. And the maximum amount you're going to get is $450 a week in California. That's not even rent for a studio. Your credit score tanks from missed bills. It locks you out of loans and apartments. Suddenly, you're couch surfing. You're rationing groceries. You're dodging collectors. It's not a setback. The reality is it's engineered instability. They bet you'll take the abuse just to stay afloat. So, their profits, your fear. Who wins? Corporations. Stock buybacks hit $1 trillion last year, while they laid off 200,000 people. Executives cash $1 million bonuses for cost cutting. Pension funds, your retirement money, push for more layoffs to boost short-term stock prices. They profit from your fear. Like I said, but a lot of people are afraid to make a move. And they feared that and lost their job anyway. Imagine, thinking back, what if you had just walked off your job back then? What if we had just stood up for ourselves back then instead of getting caught up in what's so loud, on all this noise and all the nonsense? And we just kept things in perspective in the first place. Things wouldn't have gotten so out of control. Landlords hike rents 10% yearly, knowing you'll pay or sleep in your car. Lenders trap you in 25% APR debt. Health insurers deny claims to pad margins. It's a machine. It keeps workers desperate. Desperate workers don't unionize, they don't strike, they don't demand better. Protest fizzles because everyone is too exhausted or terrified. We've seen it. Safety nets gutted, food stamps slashed, Medicaid blocked. You are not paranoid. You are preyed upon. But awareness flips the script. So, what's the play? First, recognize the game. They thrive on your silence. That is their air. That's what they drive on. They know that as long as there are no mass protests, as long as people are not striking, as long as people are not demanding better, as long as you stay silent and just keep believing that everything is out of your power, they thrive. Everything has been working in their favor thus far. So you start talking to your coworkers. You start documenting everything. This day, this time, this is what was said, this is what's happening. You build that tiny emergency buffer. Even if you could just spare $20 a week, you do these things and you're not helpless. You're not helpless. You're just outnumbered until you're not. Okay, in the next video, I'm going to go over red flags to spot when companies plan to lay you off, what to quietly prepare for, and real ways to fight back. Hit like if this woke you up. Comment your biggest fear below. Subscribe for part 2 dropping soon. We've got the momentum. Let's use it. Thanks for watching.